So Frank, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Sheena.
We're continuing to see the gift of leasing demand continue in the New York market. But I feel like I have to ask, now that we're getting to the end of the year, is it sustainable? What will we see in 26?
Yes, the looking forward question. Well, we are on pace for potentially 40 plus million square feet of leasing activity. We're at about 36.5 million square feet through the end of November. Could possibly hit 40 for the full year if demand continues at this same pace. Hitting 40 million plus square feet has only happened a small handful of times over the last 25 years. And naturally, demand is outpacing supply. Does it have to continue at that same level in order for availability to continue to tighten? Not necessarily. A good healthy year is about 32 to 33 million square feet, and with residential conversions continuing, a limited but noteworthy amount of new construction on the pipeline, but not to the same scale of what we saw 10 to 15 years ago, we are definitely teed up in a place where even if demand backs off a little bit, we're still in a good place to see a continuing tightening of availability, although maybe not at the same pace that we saw over the last 24 months. I mean, you saw it, availability has essentially gone from nearly 100 million square feet less than 2 years ago down to 75 million square feet. So might not happen at that same pace in 26, 27, 28, but in a good position for that tightening to continue.
And we're seeing a lot of tenants, working with a few now, that really want to be in space right away. And so, in getting into the market, there really aren't that many options that are in a built-in move-in condition in that condition. So even sublease space, I think, is at almost an all-time low.
Particularly sublet space, yes. I mean, the Manhattan sublet availability, it is definitely below that March 2020 benchmark that we always compare it to, but in some areas of the market, way below. So in Midtown South, for instance, it's actually the lowest level of sublet availability since late 2016.
Wow.
Yeah, and that feels like a lifetime ago.
Yes.
So yes, in some areas of the market is definitely a desert of sublet supply.
And it feels like all of these trends are really pushing the rent picture up. I'm speaking with a few landlords where they would plan to increase pricing, or we're starting to see $300 rents, which never happened in Manhattan before. So things are changing.
Yeah, the $300 benchmark is an interesting one, and that is certainly not everywhere in the market, a very small piece of it, but we're seeing it at the top end of certain new construction projects and even some of the existing Class A plus buildings that have been around for decades some of them have that 3 number at the very top. But in the rest of the market, overall, we're still about 5% off from where we were in March 2020, but the asking rents continue to increase, and overall right now, we're at the highest in about 2 years. So yes, with that tightening supply and dwindling sublet availability and continued residential conversions of the below average, mostly space, the rents continue to go up.
Well, we'll see what the rest of the year has in store for us.
Looking forward to it.